Good day, grade 8s. Welcome to the next lesson of maths. Today we're going to look at the last of the fun angles. This is represented by U. These angles are called co-interior angles. And this time the shape we're looking at is a U. Again, it can be any kind of U, but basically what happens is we look at the two inner angles of the inside of the U. However, they don't equal this time, they add up to 180, but we'll get to that. First, let's look at how to identify them. So let's take a look at an example where I draw them. Okay, so here you can see here is the U, and it is these two angles that are co-interior. Okay, again, it can be a U on its side. These are co-interior, or even facing the other direction. Okay, obviously they're a bit squarish. They can even be upside down and a little bit at a diagonal. This is also a U. Okay, just like with all the other shapes, there is more than one U in here. So for example, you could also see this as a U. So these two are also co-interior. Same here, there's a co-interior set here. And there's more co-interior sets here. So you can see one here. And of course there's two down there. And of course there's more than co-interior shapes here. You could even see F's in here as well. You could even see a few Z's as well. Okay, so just remember, you can often see lots of shapes inside here. But for now, we're just looking at the U's. Okay, but like I said, it could be any direction. You just look for what you need in a question. Okay, so these are all available. You just use them when you need them. So you see, if this is the kind of thing I'm looking for, and this one, try to see if it fits in an F, a U, or a Z, or an N. Okay, so the co-interior angles. Okay, now with this one, it's not like the other one where the angles equaled one another. So that's why I did this one last, because it's a little different. Instead of equaling, they add up to 180 degrees, like angles on a straight line. If you remember, we have a special word for this, complementary or supplementary. Let's see which of you can remember which one it is. Okay, your reason, co-interior angles. You can just write co-int for short. And then just like before, you give the two parallel lines that make it up. Let's take an example. So here's an example. Here you can see there's the upside down U, so it's these two angles. So I say x plus 53 equals 180. My reason, co-interior angles. There's parallel lines that make it up B and E and C and F. Just like with all your other fun angles, they must be between parallel lines. But again, we didn't get the answer, we just got that they're equal to 180. So we perform algebra, the 53 jumps over and becomes negative 53. Therefore, x equals 127. So co-interior angles do take a little bit of extra work than the others. Okay, but again, remember everything must be parallel. The two lines of the U must be parallel. Okay, the hardest thing about this is remembering the names, because we've got alternate, corresponding, co-interior. Well, with co-interior, if it helps you remember these are the two inside angles of the U. They're the co-interior. Remember, interior means inside. So co is like together, two of them. So they are the two co-interior, the co-inside angles of U. So if you're remembering which one's U, remember we want the two co-inside, co-interior angles. Okay, if that helps you remember, these were co-interior angles. For alternate, try and remember there's an N in it, so it represents the N. Okay, but like I said, that's the hardest part of this, is just remembering which angle is which and what their name is. Because remember, you don't get a mark if you name them incorrectly. If you put alternate angles here, it is wrong, because this is for co-interior angles. So you must give it the correct name and the correct parallel lines. That is the trick here. Okay, for homework, I want you to do exercise 7. Let me quickly fix this. So exercise 7, number 1, number 3, number 4, number 8, number 9. Again, these are all co-interior angles. And remember, they don't just equal each other. They must be added to 180, and then you find out what it equals. So don't do them like you did the previous ones where you just made them equal, or they all be wrong. Remember, they add up to 180. They are not equal. Okay, some of these will be a little trickier than the others, and you might have to use more than one thing. So you might have to use some previous things, like angles on a straight line, or even corresponding or alternate angles. Okay, and then the last thing I want you to do, I also want you to do revision exercise number 1, just the first one. And this is one that involves all three. So this is, you're going to have to use alternate, co-interior, and corresponding angles to find x, y, and z. So you're going to have to use all three. You're going to have to use which one you have to use for which one. You're going to have to be creative and use your brain. Okay, that one might be hard, but still try your best. Don't just give up on it. I want you to try your best. I know this says page 169. This should be, page 160. Okay, and that is what I want you guys to do for homework. That is the end of the fun angles, and that is also actually the end of this chapter already. Okay, so give that a try, and I'll see you guys for our next lesson.